Hoyot showed Champollion his drawings of Abu Simbel. Inside one of the cartouches he had copied are 4 important hieroglyphs. Now, this is where Champollion's knowledge of Coptic becomes crucial. He sees the circle and figures out it's the sun. But he also knows that the Coptic word for sun is Ra. Now he's left with 3 hieroglyphs to decipher. From his alphabet, he also knows that the last 2 hieroglyphs are S's. So he has Ra blank Sissus, Ra Sissus. Champollion also knows from classical sources that there was a King Ramses. So he guesses that the unknown sign is an M. He's very close. The unknown sign is really an MS biliteral, but still, he has the name correct, Ramses. Hoyot has his drawings from other sites as well, and he shows Champollion another cartouche. It was known that the ibis represented the god Thoth, and with the other hieroglyphs, he comes up with Thutmosis, another king's name known from the classical writers. But this isn't the breakthrough yet. So far, he just has another name figured out. The breakthrough is when Champollion realizes that Mesis is very much like the Coptic word for birth, Misa. Now the names of Ramses and Thutmosis don't just have phonetic value. They mean something. Ra is born. Thoth is born. The phonemes spell out words with meanings. Hieroglyphs aren't just ideographic. The big mistake is over. Champollion rushes over to his brother's house and announces, "I've done it," and faints. He is so overcome and exhausted that he remains in bed for 5 days. When he finally gets out of bed and resumes work, Champollion starts reading out loud all the words he has on the Rosetta Stone and listens for Coptic matches. Soon he has dozens and dozens of words. Now he really can translate hieroglyphs. It's all due to Banks taking draftsmen with him to the temples and tombs of Egypt to copy inscriptions that can be now read. Champollion published his findings in 1824 in his Précis du système hieroglyphique des anciens Égyptiens, and never credited Young, who was always a gentleman in the race to decipher. Even Champollion's teacher and mentor, Sylvestre de Sacy, warned Young early on that Champollion would try to claim all the credit. So when Young published his findings in 1823, he did so under the title An Account of Some Recent Discoveries in Hieroglyphical Literature and Egyptian Antiquities, including the author's original alphabet as extended by Monsieur Champollion. With Champollion's breakthrough, the world now knew that Ramses the Great built the temple of Abu Simbel, and that not all hieroglyph inscriptions were religious mystical texts. Sometimes hieroglyphs were telling about a battle. Sometimes they were a mere boast of a long-dead pharaoh of having built a temple. And Athanasius Kirch's fantasy translations of the obelisks of Rome were revealed to be just that, pure fantasy. Still, not everyone was convinced that Champollion had really cracked the code. For nearly 10 years, there were still some scholars who were holdouts and refused to accept Champollion's system of translation. In the end, though, everyone had to agree. The evidence was just too great. Thanks to Young and Champollion, we can learn the ancient Egyptian language. So get your scribal pens and ink ready. We still have some hieroglyph work to do.